normally at least a 7-day process. But I will give you a very quick summary because we don't have 7 days. Number one, we train people in a meditation technique, it is Vedic, to be able to go into a deep level of the unbounded mind. From there, we teach them a Vedic approach from the Sanskrit to remote view distant places. Once there is a lock-on and seen an extraterrestrial vehicle, then we turn it into what we call a coherent thought sequencing, where we then connect to their people or their communication system, and then we use our own coherent thought sequencing, like a laser, to show them our exact location. For example, if we remote viewed and locked onto a craft that was say underneath a mountain here, we would show them where we are in this hall. But if they were way out in deep space, we would show them our galaxy, and then we would show them our solar system, which is on one of the outer spiral arms of the Milky Way galaxy. And then we would zoom into our solar system, and then we would zoom into the third planet from the sun, the Earth, and then we would zoom into Europe, and to the Iberian Peninsula, and then into Spain, and then into Barcelona, and then into Sitges, and then bam, zap, boom. Just like that. Yeah, but okay. And when you have a group of people doing this, we have never done it where we have not had contact. I will say this in some form. So that's the first. The second, and that's the primary, because interstellar civilizations use technologies that interface with consciousness and thought. Always. Well, why they wouldn't use this junk? So, number two, because our minds may not be as accurate, we have some electronic signals that were recorded in the crop circles, and also when we made contact at Mount Shasta, there was a tone that came through that was extraterrestrial. And actually everyone in the group, about 30, 40 people, from the sound could see the form of the craft. It's sort of the Vedic concept of name and form, where the vibratory resonance forms the shape. But we recorded it on a little tape recorder, and so we now have processed that, and we're sending that out into space over radio signals from our site. And the third are lasers. We have rather high-powered lasers that you're not supposed to have. And we send those up as a vector point, because the one that I use will go 100 miles out into space. So we use all three of those things simultaneously. After we have prepared people to do this in a spirit of universal peace, without prejudice, without fear, and without any trying to pick and choose amongst these extraterrestrial civilizations, because this is a senior ambassador team. And even if you were to believe that some of them may not be friendly, you need an ambassador to North Korea and Iran more than you do to Great Britain. So my point is that this is the path of wisdom. This is what the CE5 initiative, as we call it, does. And we train people to do that. And you're all invited. We're going to be doing this on a mass contact thing in Arizona in October. And you can go to cseti.org and see what we're going to do. And also at Mount Shasta, that's full. But in Joshua Tree, where we've had so much contact in the national park, we'll be doing that in November. And that's also open. You can come to that as well if you would like. So those are the things. We do those 4 or 5 times a year for a whole week. And then we do smaller training programs. I wanted to do one here, but it got the time was too difficult to work out. Maybe someday I can come back and we can go out in the mountains together and practice.